All right. We are here back on another live video here on Instagram. And if you're joining me on Facebook, YouTube, or any platform on replay, I want to say hello. Thank you for joining me. Yes, my name is Israel from IsraelNavarro.com. And yes, before we kick on today's topic, I want to say Happy Independence Day for all those Colombians that are following me. Now, today's topic, I understand, is going to be very controversial. It's going to probably rub some people the wrong way. I understand I am not a parent. I am not a father yet. Yes, I do want to have kids one day. But today's topic, and there's a lot of people, and why I'm talking this, because I deal with a lot of adults that are already parents. So what is the problem with parenting around the world? Because why do I say around the world? Because I work with people around the world on a regular basis. But I'm sharing this topic because maybe some of you are wondering why you have conflicts with your teenagers. Why are you having conflicts with your kid that's growing up? Why don't they value things? Why don't they understand things? So I'm going to talk about 3 things that is very common that I notice with everyone that I work with that they talk about. And I'm going to show you, and I'm also going to give you my opinion as a kid too, because some of these topics did affect me growing up. So I'm going to give you that perspective, and I'm going to give you tips on how you guys can improve that part of your life. Because believe it or not, marriage is I'm going to say this, and don't take me wrong, but marriage, you can get a divorce and everything, but if you have kids, you're not, until the day you die, you're that kid's parent. You just can't be like, all right, sorry, the contract stayed for 10 years and sayonara. No, if you were there for life. So this is something I want to talk about. And one of the things that most parenting people around the world really don't do, and especially recently when I was in Mexico, this is something I've learned a lot that affects people, but is the lack of emotional bonding. Now, when I say this is not to sit there and cry, like, no. What I'm trying to say here is you have to take that time to bond with your kid on an emotional level, to understand. This is not where you're like, my kid's sensitive, I'm going to make him a man today, or I'm going to be tough on them so they can stop it. No. Sometimes kids are sensitive because something's bothering them. And if you take that time to listen to them, they're going to be able to talk to you. Now, look at this very interesting thing is, when you're bonding with, remember, when we're younger, we had a hard time explaining things or trying to get our point across, and we get frustrated, right? Well, that's the thing. If something's bothering your kid, you got to take that time, sit there and talk to them. Don't go into, what is bothering you? Let me know why you're acting up. Or if you're not acting up, I'm taking away your electronics, or no ice cream for you. Like, that's not going to get to the point. It's all it is going to scare the kid off and not going to make him feel comfortable. So you want to create this bonding moment, this bonding time to do this. Something I appreciate a lot was my mom. This is not trying to make me seem like a mama's boy or anything, but my mom took time to speak to us. My mom took time to listen to us. My mom took time to be there for us. And it was very helpful, especially with struggles with school, with struggles with friendships, struggles even with the girls. But, my mom was there, and she actually took her time to listen, and we were able to build a bond. Don't get me wrong, I'm not, and just because I'm talking to my mom, I'm going to knock my dad. No. But I'm using my mom here in this moment as an example. She took her time and listened. Sadly, some of you guys are on your phone. And your kid's talking to you, and you're like, yeah, whatever mom says, or yeah, whatever your dad says. And you're on your phone, and you're just totally ignoring. So one of the cool things you want to do is, if your kid's coming to talk to you, I don't care how busy you are, I don't care how important you are in society, you're going to put that thing down to the side, and you're going to sit there and listen. And if it's an hour conversation, an hour you're going to give it to your kids. Now, if you're a doctor and they call you in an emergency because someone has half their head falling off, that's a whole nother story. But if most of you guys aren't doctors, or you're not emergency room surgeons and stuff like that, so you guys can take that time, sit there and talk to them. That's a very key thing. Because when you take that time, you're going to connect with them emotionally, and you're going to be able to build not only his trust, and that's something you want to do. Now, I'm going to close this first tip of emotional bonding. And this one is a very old saying. And this one's going to go a little bit more direct to fathers, but the same thing can be applied for mothers. Fathers, if you don't give the time, the emotional time to your daughter, someone else is going to give them that time, and it's not going to give them the correctly, and it's not going to give them the time as you want them to be treated. And the vice versa, same thing, your son, whatever. That is what happens, and you don't want to do that. You want to be able to give them that time so that doesn't happen down the road. Now, if you like this tip, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up, send me fires, whatever. Let me know if you're enjoying this tip. Now, here is tip number 2. All right? The sacredity of time. Now, this one's going to dive into my tip number 3, but the sacredity of time. One of the things I do notice is just because you are with them and doesn't mean you're present. You have to take that time. You have to make that time you're dedicating to your kid be solid. I'm going to use my mom again here in the example because mostly, my mom ended up being a single mom. So just leave that side note that I am been raised by a single mother. My mom, when she take time for me and my sister, she gave us that time. She stated that time was right there. Sacredity is like basically stating something. Stating that time. Remember, if you say you were going to give a Saturday afternoon to your kids, do it. Don't be like, oh, yeah, but I'm going to go hang out with my friends. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go do this. Oh, yeah. And if your job is calling you in after you worked your 40 hours and there's still... Don't be afraid to say no. There's nothing wrong with saying no. Because you have to put that time... Make sure when you're... And this is guys with tip number 1 of emotional bonding. You state that time, you're going to give them that time. Remember, most kids, most teenagers, still don't understand life, still don't understand responsibility. So you got to show them that, hey, you can manage your time. You don't have to be a billionaire to give times for your kid. This is because you take them to the mall and you buy them sneakers. It does not mean you're giving them your time. You're just basically trying to buy yourself time to buying them off, if that makes sense. You want to take this time. You want to take it very cautiously. You gotta make sure this time, I'm gonna put it in a way, is like gold as sex. And I'm gonna use this example because when your partner calls you and they say, hey, I'm ready to go, can you come out for 30 minutes for lunch or get home fast or bam, 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 you see how you make it. Well, take that same approach when you're giving that time to your kid. Make the sacredity of time with your kid so important. Don't make it unbalanced. Don't drive it up. No, you treat it. Saturdays afternoon is the most perfect time you have to give it to your kids. Give it to them. If you have a time when you're after eating dinner, 2 hours or an hour, you give them that time. Now, it doesn't say, don't take me wrong, don't give it now because you're giving time to your kids, you're going to knock times off each part. No, you got to figure that out. And this is where I'm going to dive into tip number 3, the imbalanced lifestyle. Yes, a lot of you guys are going to have, I understand some of you guys work 2 jobs, 3, even just 1, and may consume 12 hours days. You have to make a balance in your life. If your days off shouldn't be, yes, sleep. Everyone deserves that time. Is your day off, sleep, disconnect, whatever. That is perfect. But when you are not sleeping, you got to make sure, 1, you're taking time. You make the sacredity of your time for your kids so you can have that emotional bond. But here's the other thing, too. If you want to be good parents, you and your partner also have to take time for each other. Yes, this is where now a relationship tip 101 I'm going to give you right now. If you're giving an hour to your kids, make sure you take an hour for yourself with your partner. You want to be able to take this time for them. Remember, the key thing here about all of this, the emotional bonding, the sacredity of time, the imbalance, all is based off of imbalanced lifestyle. Something I do criticize my father. Sometimes I criticize my father. I didn't know how to express myself, but sometimes it was because my father worked so much. And then the time that he did have for us, I want to say he was distracted. He was just with his eyelids closed, sleeping. And he didn't really build that much time. I'm not saying that I did have experience where I didn't bond with my dad. I'm not saying that, but majority of the time he was sleeping. Where he could have been, I don't know, playing board games with us or something. And the same thing, vice versa. You know, I understand everyone got to work. I'm not telling you to quit your job and become the greatest parents in the world but end up being a hobo at the end of the street. No, I'm not saying that. You have to balance your life. This is where the saying work-life balance. You gotta know, a lot of parents sometimes, and even I'm guilty of this, and I'm not even a parent, so sometimes we carry work with us home, and we continue working from home, and then we go to sleep, and boom. Sometimes we gotta let it. If 4 o'clock you're out, 3 o'clock you're out, 5 p.m. you're out, 6 p.m., whatever time is out, and you're at home, work is done. Now it's home life. Now it's family time. Now it's giving time for my wife, giving time for my kids, giving time for my husband, my boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. You want to be able to get that balance. And you got to figure this out. And one of the key things, and this tip right here, I'm going to give it out, to have that balanced lifestyle, guess what? Take time and write it down in a planner. So that way you can keep track of your time. You can keep track of the time you have space. Because sometimes people do not keep track of their lives. They do not keep planners. And they drive themselves crazy. They lose their time. And it drives them off the wall. So this is the key thing I guys want you to do, is figure out, take a planner and do it. If these tips have helped you guys, let me know. Give me a thumbs up saying, hey, I like this. And if this is a topic, yes, I know I've never really touched this topic before in my live videos, but if this is a topic you enjoy, what I might do is see if I can invite someone else who is an actual parent, and I can even ask some questions that you guys are interested. So let these comments in the comment section below. Let me know if you like. And if you guys are looking to continue growing your business online, especially here on Instagram, the link into my bio will drive you to my website, so where you can get my free ebook, Instant Profit Magnet, so you can learn how to make profits on Instagram. And maybe, hey, that might help you get that work-life balance, so you can have that emotional bonding and have the sacredity of time with your kids. So take care so much. Thank you so much. See you guys again tomorrow. Take care and God bless you.